Hey everybody, this is I guess one of the mothers of all sketchbook tours for me. This is the Inktober book from 2015. Uh, this is a moleskin watercolor sketchbook. So this book in particular was pretty important because one, it was the only time I've ever done Inktober, and two, I was really developing my spatter technique at the time to really kind of incorporate it into my work. As I really just enjoyed it. I wanted to kind of, I guess, not. I wanted to perfect it. I wanted to get better at it. And so I thought, doing these, some 30 whatever Inktober drawings would really help in that experiment, and to really help refine it and get better at it. So there you go. So this is the Inktober book. This is all mostly like parallel pen, and that's what I mean by spatter, toothbrush spatter. And then I wasn't really using gouache at the time, and so this is, a lot of the white highlights you see are just straight like white out. Pardon me. So I didn't know anything about. I hadn't done like a theme book before or anything like that, and so for me, I was just doing 30 or whatever ink drawings. And so I didn't really have like a horror thing or any kind of theme when I first started this. So, I was still basically, other than that opening image, still drawing from life. This is probably a dude at a airport. So, and there's an interesting parking meter. So that's I don't know. So there you go. And this is just nothing but failed, starts. There we go. So then we get into it. I remember actually doing this mostly no, this one may have been whatever. I'd done a couple of these at a coffee shop, but still just white out with marking it and then smudging it with my thumb. Skulls. Who doesn't like skulls? We should do a skull print. There you go. Skulls. Spatter and skulls. The spatter technique was introduced to me by George Pratt, by the artist George Pratt, and he explained that he had seen it first through this German illustrator, Edward Tooney. And then I went and discovered Edward Tooney's work, and that pretty much just blew my mind and kind of showed me different ways. I was taken aback with the spatter technique. I loved that method of doing gray. I loved hatching and stuff like that, but Zipatone, stuff like that, but I genuinely prefer. I love spatter. This was literally a dude at a airport, and then I just started playing around with stuff. And you know what? They can't all be gold. Sometimes they're that. Still, I really didn't have a thing at the time. But I hadn't really jumped into like the horror theme of it, so I really was just doing ink drawings. Sleeping guy at an airport. A lot of Comic-Cons, a lot of traveling. So this is genuinely like people in line at coffee shops mixed with monsters. So there you go. Little ballpoint pen action, but this is all still mostly like parallel pen stuff. Yeah. Now I'm actually gonna, being in the Halloween October mood and starting to do horror images and thinking that maybe I should do horror images. So and I'm, this is going to be that moment where I'm like, oh, Pinhead, like yeah. So yeah, this was still genuinely one of my favorite drawings. But yeah, this is where I was really wanting to experiment. And a lot of these, no, some of these are kind of penciled. A lot of drawings I do, I just go straight to ink. Um, but these are mostly parallel pen and spatter and maybe brush pen here and there. But I love it. I love playing with lighting. I just and the highlights and stuff that that kind of technique gives me. I just really enjoy. Still guys at airports, so still haven't really jumped. I guess I still really haven't jumped fully into the idea of like doing horror and stuff. But you know, it was drawing this guy at the airport that I wound up doing a sketch for a girl, a waitress at, I don't know, the place I was at, and then she gave me my meal for free. So I was kind of, well, not for free. I gave her a sketch, so I guess I actually paid over for the boom. Mad Hatter, why not? Why not? These handprints. Yeah, dude, I don't know. So I was in some kind of mode of wanting to do some serious mixed media. So yeah, we just have some kind of decorative paper that looks like an old newspaper. Glued in there, and got some pastel. Yeah. This probably, I want to say this was some paint, maybe an attempt at some paint, but I think still it's primarily whiteout. That's it. Oh, and even dude here. Oh, this must have been a drawing I didn't like because this is glued on top of it. So there you go. There. Yeah, that's actually, yeah. Wolf. Not one of the more exciting drawings in the book, but you know, again, it's at this point I started enjoying the habit of drawing people in real settings, but then enhancing them, changing them up, making them werewolves, things like that. This was done at a coffee shop at like 6 a.m. The I remember really starting to get into a lot of artists and stuff that abstracted and really pushed a lot of boundaries, and I love the idea of I don't know, this kind of drawing is just very free drawing. Like I want it to look like the idea of what it is. I'm not being held to any real specific standard, even for myself. I'm just enjoying drawing these amazing shapes and things like that happen in the teeth, especially this stuff that's happening there in the nose. Yeah, every time I see, like, so far I've really just had the balls to do this stuff in my sketchbooks and not in the printed work at all. One day, I have no clue. This was I think this was literally, this is an okay drawing. It's not the best. I mean, there's cool stuff going on. I just mean overall, it doesn't necessarily sing to me, but I can see where I was just starting to get the idea to start messing around. Speaking of messing around, here we go with the with the twins. This sketchbook is still one of my favorites, if not my favorite, because it really is like 30. You know, it really is a book just full of. If I've done a book that was a love story to ink drawing, it's this. I love ink drawing so much. Oh, that's fun. Really experimenting with just hitting some hard blacks in there with some hard light sources and smudges and stuff like that. That's awesome. That's kind of fun. The stuff I was really getting into, you know, there's anytime I see stuff where I'm really hitting these kind of like solid stuff right here, I feel like I was probably looking at guys like Al Columbia and stuff like that and getting inspired. Yeah, but just he has a very unique sense of horror. But this is one of my favorites. That's kind of a messed up. It was enjoyable. Yeah, this is just play with the parallel pen, and then white out filling in the circles. Bear, no idea, but this one worked. This is one of those sillier ones that, like, I was like, what if a bear went trick-or-treating as a human? He wouldn't be very good at it. And so that's kind of what this drawing is. That's literally the concept. He would be bad at it. And I don't think you can get worse than what this attempt is. There we go. Yeah, man, just getting into it. These are fun. Taking a mummy as a reference and making it a terrible clown. Again, mostly just parallel pen, toothbrush for the spatter, and then white out. The spatter, you just have to hit on another piece of paper first. This is kind of inspired by one of my own drawings. I did a commission sketch for someone, a nice young lady at San Diego Comic-Con, and this is essentially what I drew her, because it was like she said you can just draw whatever you want. So I drew skull balloons, and this is kind of a more detailed version of it. I actually really like the more simplified cartoony thing I did for her at first. Ooh, getting a little iconic. Oh, see the skull in the middle. Getting a little iconic. Yeah, I have a hard time letting myself go and enjoying certain aspects of drawing. Doing pop culture stuff, at some point I had this kind of like more of a fine art pretentiousness of just like, is that selling out? Is that blah, blah? It's just nonsense. My brain, when we all go through our stages or whatever, and this is the kind of thing I'm just really drawn to, and I really love. And it's so funny how I denied myself a whole lot of this fun stuff for a lot of years, and just for the pursuit of high-end pretentious art. I don't think I ever made, I hope I never made high-end pretentious art. I don't think it's in me. This is the guy. This was probably one of the more popular images that I've released, of the book. You can actually get the majority, you can get this sketchbook printed in a really lovely 60-page book on my website, on my shop. Finally made it available. There's Mr. Beetlejuice. Oh, Skeksis and crows. I mean, you can't get more fun than that. Just layering too. I always ask when I was, I always ask artists about the process, not the tools necessarily. These probably ink or coffee spills. But I was like, how did you do this? Did you do this first, and then you layered it with this, and then you layered it with that? And I would always get so frustrated when they would be like, well, it's kind of both and all of it. And then you realize there's kind of a method you start with, but inevitably I'm spattering and then ink, and then whiting out, and then sometimes spattering again, and then whiting. It's a lot of layers. There's this one is probably my favorite in the book. I was also kind of revisiting a lot of who at the time? Topi. Yep, is the T guys, Toonie and Topi. But look at this. That I was just this version, I believe, was from the Salem's Lot business. Barlow. that makes me happy. When like hatching works, and then there's the spatter, and then there's the mix with the white. The hands worked out really nice, and then all this nonsense on the side. That's great. That worked. And this guy, because he had just died at the time in his book, so I thought it'd be really fun to do a Hellboy in hell, because he ripped out his heart, or I guess plucked it out. Tail. Hooves and tails. There we go. I guess I took a break and needed to just do some drawing. that was less known. So typically when that happens, a lot of blues comes out still. I want to say this was just from the drawing is kind of confusing me, even though I know it's, I don't know if it's Sun House or if it's, shit. That sucks. And this is literally, lady at coffee shop. And stuff like this, if it's people at coffee shops, it's probably always, and I believe even this guy is just straight ink. I don't really pencil. Yeah, I don't really pencil a lot in, if ever, in my actual sketchbooks. So there may have been penciling in some of these to kind of get the pop culture-y stuff, right? Like, Hellboy and stuff like that. This is a musician and singer and rapper, and I forgot her name, and she was blowing up at the time. And I saw a picture of her, and I thought it was cool. And then this is just because, what are we looking at? 10... Oh, this is actually on Halloween in Belmont, next, near Boston. And that's literally just the view from across the street from the house of my mother-in-law, and so I was drawing it because that's where I like to sit in the mornings on the porch. What? Now I'm having some fun. What is it? Robot Monster? I forget. Oh, I'm gonna lose the name of it. But there you go. Scott, he's bringing death. He's like, death. That's what he's saying. Just, so you know. Hand. Just get in there. Just decision making. That's so much of what art is decision making. What to put in there, what not to put in there, what to imply. Earl. So this one is kind of a dual thing, because Southern Bastards was one of my absolute favorite books at the time. It's the first time I guess I'd included, I thought, I did fan art, and so I wanted to do Earl. Well, my dad just so happens to look like Earl, except with a better head of hair. so I used my dad as the model. And again, poor Earl, and it's kind of thin in hair, but Dad, I think, was a perfect model. Man, was just going through a ton in that book, and I was just like, that's inspiring. I'd love to actually show that in my own way. Yeah. So if I ever did Southern Bastards, it would look like that. There we go. This was fun. I don't think I really feel like that I've nailed a drawing of these guys, strangely enough. Like, there's cool stuff happening. But this one genuinely kind of just feels like maybe I was in a hurry, or maybe I just thought something else. I don't know. I think it's cool, but it's not my favorite. But unfortunately, and there's where we'll end it. So this one I genuinely like. I think it's one of them. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. So just a fucked up baby doll. Like a little melted limb. ink drawing, man. White out. You got a pen, you got a toothbrush and ink, you got some white out. You can make yourself a book through October 6th, November 17th. That's it. Thank you, everybody, for watching this tour and going through this with me. This brought back a lot of great memories, and makes me, want to go grab the toothbrush.